don't. I'll remember next time. I'll leave you in the dust.
This woman is mentally ill. You know, we can look back in a time in history where people were told to wear a gold star.
Enter the G unit. Oh, hey everybody, welcome back to Nothing Yet Live. So, tell us about this wonderfulness.
Well, this is a photo of one of our favorite punching
Our
bags.
nemesis.
Well, yeah, but what would we do without her nemesis?
Yeah.
Nemesi. No, she would be a nemesis. Multiple would be nemeses. But I like the sound of nemesi.
You're Miss Parker on the case.
Okay, so go to the videos. What a little background here. I don't know. I honestly don't know the context of this, but she has this thing where she goes on podcasts and just says batshit crazy stuff.
You don't say. She also goes on regular TV and says batshit crazy stuff.
She goes on Twitter and says batshit, but
crazy stuff.
She seems to be kicking it up a notch. It's like she's going, well, I thought they were going to focus on me, but they seem to be focusing on Lauren Boebert. So I'm just going to crank up the crazy because I can. The muckrakers, they're after Boebert. They already got Madison Cawthorn for punching the tree.
In my mind, it's funny. It all plays out like an anime. Maddie's trying to keep up. And it's like, man, he boom gets hit by a truck.
Hey, that already happened.
A dumpster. Gets hit by a dumpster.
Oh, gets hit by a dumpster while he's eating a bag of dicks.
Well, it would be full of bag of dicks.
It would actually be actual dicks in his case, not.
So this is your majority report?
Credit goes to the majority report.
Just for this footage.
Sam Cedar is
invaded. Men have taken over everything.
Wait a minute. Stop it.
Wait,
men have taken over everything.
We already established that
trans people have taken
and LGBT, yeah.
So she's just saying men. She's not saying trans men. She's not saying women dressed up as men. She's saying that men have taken over everything.
By men.
Well, MTG, you are in Congress.
Brilliance in action.
With a whole bunch of men, and you have access to the manliest man of all men, which is Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Are you complaining that men are in charge of everything, or is this
just like, stop touching me, man?
Is it just she's way too old for him?
Yeah, but he's a submissive bitch, probably.
She's like,
you gonna do what I say, boy?
I saw you looking at AOC, and he's like, no, she's way too old for me.
Of the year in every category in women's categories. And the latest news is, Brian, that now there's a shortage of tampons. And that's probably because men are buying tampons. And
is this breaking
news? Okay, stop.
Right now? It is a joke.
So they only make enough tampons
have
for
you ever
the exact amount of women there are?
Have you ever bought tampons?
Yeah. Just tell me what the color.
Why would you
do you want rainbows or hearts or balloons or whatever?
No, it's do you want the blue or the green or the yellow or the orange?
Keep it simple.
Because the blue is the light flow, the yellow is the regular, the green is the super, and the orange is the super duper.
You're Miss Parker breaking down the absorbidity.
Well, my point is that men buy tampons all the time because sometimes the menstruating person in the house can't make it to the store.
What do you think she has to say? Let's see what she has to say about it. What do you think?
I think she's going to say men are
bonkers.
Men are buying tampons because they're dipping them in vodka and shoving them up their ass.
No, look, honey, that is what truckers do.
Oh, it's not a joke
right now. Are you telling me that this is legit?
I'm telling you the truth. You can look it up.
We have that many.
Look it up on the internet. Everything's true on the internet.
We have that many beta males that are buying into this agenda that they can menstruate.
If I Google Marjorie Taylor Greene shoves a tampon up her ass dipped in vodka, I'm going to find it.
It's our job.
I'm going to find somebody who said that. And if it's on the internet, it must be true,
come on.
right?
You know it was some sorority hazing days that she got this idea.
I don't care what it was.
Definitely.
I don't care what it was.
So she got corked by some sorority sister for sure. I mean, I don't know. Let's just say it. It's true.
Well, it's on the
I
internet.
read it on the internet
If
somewhere.
she said it right here. If it's on the internet, okay. How about Tucker Carlson takes it up the ass from
Now, I refuse to
Sean
believe.
Hannity.
Look, I refuse to believe that Cuck is a real human.
Well, then all the more reason why Sean Hannity would fuck him, right?
I don't think he's a human either.
Oh, maybe that's how those kind of people breed. Do you think they're the same breed? I kind of like it when we go off on these tangents.
I don't know. Sean Hannity versus Cuck. I'd love to see the fight.
You know, every
Like,
time you
effing
talk about like a
hilarious.
cage match, I think of the Crabs. You know, every time you throw one in, they just try to rip each other's legs. Then they get boiled.
I got a boner.
Okay,
Something
let's
about steamed crabs.
Absolutely crazy.
They put tampons in men's bathrooms.
And they're just this. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So the war on women. So I was just bringing that up because.
Okay, how are tampons in the men's room war on women?
Even if they were, where's the video or whatever, and then I would just crush your fucking whole idea of that by saying sometimes women identify as men, but they still have feminine needs.
Well, I think that's where she's going.
So they're in both bathrooms. It's just
I think that's where she's going, is that it's ridiculous that you have trans men, period, that you have men who have periods. I think that she's trying to arouse
hey, how cool of a man walks into the bathroom and comes out and is like, hey, I got a cork for you. Just because I was in there, I thought it'd be a nice thing to do, just in case you needed it.
I call it a female plug. Seriously, I know at least one trans man who, you know, when trans people say, I don't want my child going in the bathroom with a woman or a man dressed up as a woman. I want if you have a vagina, you go in the women's room. You have a penis, you go in the men's room.
And that's the reason why dudes have this fascination, because when they were little kids, they had to go into the women's room with the mom, and they're just like, oh my god.
No, I think that would make them not be so fascinated.
No.
Anyway, but
so different.
But this guy, this was going online. You know, this conversation, these homophobes and transphobes, and this friend of mine who's a trans man, he has his profile picture, and he says, excuse me, how would you feel if I went into the ladies' room with your daughter? Do you really want that to happen? You really, would that be okay with you?
And everybody would be like this. What? I don't know, some idiot's talking to me.
No, he was so cool. He's always cool about this kind of stuff. And he's like, is that really okay with you? Would you really not try to kick my ass if I went into the same restroom as your, 7-year-old?
Well,
looking the way he does. He looks like as much of a man as you do.
7-year-old, you might want to just go into the bathroom anyway and make sure they wash their filthy little mitts, right? Other than that, I'm not really worried about it, because I'm not letting my 7-year-old go into a bathroom by themselves as a general rule.
Let's say they're 12. Let's say it's a 12-year-old girl.
Care. No, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but what if you saw some dude walking in there? I would just assume it's a trans person. I might go in there just to make sure that.
Well, if it was a trans person, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't be going in there.
Vibe of like, they're not wearing a leather jacket with a fucking cigar in their mouth. They're not doing that. If they identify as a woman, they're going into the women's bathroom. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like my little girl goes into the women's bathroom and some biker goes in there and is like, I identify as a woman.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't.
No, but my friend, his point is that he uses the men's room. But if they make this
rule. By the way, I like bikers. I didn't mean to throw bikers.
If there's a rule that if you were born with a vagina, you have to go in the women's room, then somebody who looks like you is going to be going in the women's room.
I mean, it would seem very out of place and probably make people uncomfortable for someone that looked like me to walk into a women's room.
Yeah, exactly.
It would look out of place because I obviously identify as a man.
Right.
So,
Regardless of what kind of junk you have, you
Right.
identify as a man. You
Right.
probably couldn't whip it out and
I
use a
just-
urinal, but
I don't know. I like to do things for other people's comfort. Oh, shit. I don't care. I mean, as far as my kid, I will handle my kid. Right? Like I will not allow things happen to my kid. I will make the correct decisions because I'm a grown-up who knows how to raise a kid who it's just like it's a non-issue. I'm gonna a public bathroom, you're gonna let a 12-year-old go in there by themselves? Yeah. But a 7-year-old? Fuck no.
okay, I just
And
made
it
a
for no other
hypothetical.
reason other than
My point was that let's say you're a 15-year-old girl, who's very pretty and
I don't like your hypotheticals.
kind of naive. No, we're doing okay. Goes in there, and then somebody who looks like you goes in after. And it's like the rule is if you have a vagina, you have to go to the women's room. Well, if somebody looks like you could have a vagina. They've
I don't
had
know.
top surgery, they've had hormones. That's really all it is, right?
Hey, I mean, again, I saw a public restroom that said all genders welcome, and there was one bathroom. It was just one bathroom, but they put that sign on there that said all genders bathroom.
Well,
It's one bathroom.
as somebody who raised a transgender person, I could see how they would want to know that they are included.
Yeah, no, I get
They
it.
would want it. They
Yeah.
would want to know.
They've had
But
it hard enough.
but here's the thing: is if you're so scared of a trans
tampon soaked vodka wielding
she
gay man
doesn't-
going into a bathroom after your 7-year-old.
she doesn't even.
Dude.
She's talking about trans men using the men's room and needing tampons and that causing a tampon shortage because there are just so many fucking trans men. But my point is,
I mean,
those who argue that trans
you would
people
definitely go out of your way to a bar. Do you bring your own vodka? And then you soak the tampon in your own vodka in a public restroom alongside children.
I think it would be nicer if you did it in like a shot glass and dropped it in, and you could watch it expand.
Is that what I'm getting? Though?
But then it won't go up your vagina because it's all wet and limp. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you don't want perverts going into the ladies' room, whatever. If you're convinced trans people are all perverts and you don't want a perverted whatever going in after your daughter, just send them in the men's room. Let your sons deal with it. Let the little boys deal with the perverts, right?
I'm not tracking your argument.
What I'm saying is that the men always say, I'm not gonna let no man in no dress go in the bathroom after my daughter because he's a pervert. Okay. Let him go into the men's room and be a pervert on your son.
Not everywhere has in like family bathrooms. So it's like I had to take my daughter into the men's room. I didn't have a choice, right?
Yeah, and does it even have a changing table in there? In the men's room?
Oh yeah, they always do.
And it says place your sacrifice here.
But these are like I'm talking about like an actual multiple facility men's room. I'm not talking about like
I know what you're saying.
Door that you shut.
I'm just curious as to whether.
But I had to take her in there.
But they had a diaper changing.
Yeah, but I'm not talking. She's older than that.
Oh, you had to take her in there because you didn't want to leave her alone.
6 years old, right?
And you don't want her unsupervised.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure my dad did that to me when I was little.
So, I mean, what was I supposed to do? Take her in the women's room?
I'm like, damn, it stinks in here.
Anyway, dumb. You dumb. So dumb.
I like to cater to dumb.
So
I am dumb, but I also
MTGs.
like to cater to dumb because they vote for me.
So according to MTG, there's tampons in men's rooms because gay men like to stick vodka-soaked tampons up their asses.
I think you're extrapolating. I don't know if that's where she took it. I think she's taking it as men with vaginas are disgusting. And the fact that they have tampons in the men's room means that the trans people are in fact controlling everything, and they're taking the tampons away from women, from real women who need tampons.
And you had me with this story at tampon shortage. I just went, oh God.
Sauce
She
shortage.
said, MTG, tampon shortage. And I went,
I'm going to look up tampon shortage because I ain't seeing it.
It's like, I cannot wait.
You know, we've got,
hear
it
this
used to be COVID
story.
tests and then toilet paper before that and paper towels and alcohol. You know, you couldn't buy any of that stuff because of COVID. I guess now we have a tampon shortage because
if I was every like satirical female character like Betty Bowers, and if I was any of these satirical female YouTubers and stuff, you eat your heart out because you can't script this.
I know.
You can't sound this dumb.
You know, when Donald Trump won the presidency, somebody was saying, well, I guess SNL is going to be really funny for 4 years. And I'm like, no, SNL is not going to be funny because how do you satirize that? It's pre-done.
Enter MTG. Like you couldn't. It's impressive. It's hard to sound. Like I'm saying, like it would be hard for writers to write stuff that sounded this dumb without it just people laughing. If you just played this in front of a bunch of people,
and you say which one's SNL and which one
just
is
play
real.
this.
No, play two side by side.
No, don't give them a
say
comparison.
Which one's satire and which one's
real. Don't give them a comparison. Just say, watch this. Don't even say nothing. You don't want to Schrödinger cat it.
Okay.
Right? You just like put it in a box with some people and shake it up and show them this. And then when they come out, just be like, what did you think?
They're like, that was
play a laugh track behind it, and everybody
You're
would
right.
be laughing.
Everyone would think it was
Big Bang, yeah.
Satire, yeah.
Big Bang Theory it. And do it with a group, without it, a group with it. I bet they come out, people are going to be like, that sounds like fucking hateful shit.
They'd be like, hey, is that Kate McKinnon?
That'd be an interesting experiment.
That would be, yeah.
I should do that. I should put a laugh track to this. I should do that with something.
Hey, you know, the Benny Hill,
new.
The Benny Hill with Florida Men, that.
No, I got to accentuate the punchlines
All
that
right.
she delivers.
So we got to clip this.
Yep.
God, she looks batshit crazy on the screen here. We got to clip this. We will be back very shortly with Florida Man.
Florida Man. All I need is one more cross around my neck. That's all. Give me one more. I
got to wear these crosses when I'm talking about transgender people because I feel like I really need the protection of Jesus.
It justifies my hate. Wearing this cross totally justifies my hatred for everybody that is not like me or believes what I believe. That's all I need is this cross. I believe in Jesus. And God,
Jesus died on the cross for men who dress up like women. You're straining the Jesus. Okay, I'm taking this way too far.
And Bang energy drink.
I am the Jedi.
I am your Miss Parker, and we will be right back. This is Nothing Yet Live.